Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, head currency analyst. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the week ahead analysis. We're going to go through the currency strength meter and go through some charts of interest. Now, focusing on some dollar pairs, and we're going to be focusing on the dollar against the likes of the New Zealand dollar, the Australian dollar, and the pound, considering that these three currencies and the euro, to be fair, are in a bearish position. This could see that these trends that have been formed recently continue. However, just to be aware, we want to just have a quick look at the news because it's going to be a very heavy news week. Once again, this could create high volatile situations in the market, which can be, like we've talked about in the past, good and bad depending on what side of the market you are on. And I just want you to be aware that this week is very heavy news. We have RBNZ rate statements, we have the RBA rate statements, and we also have some news out of the Bank of Canada. We also have the huge news of non-farm payrolls. So again, big week for the likes of the US dollar, the New Zealand dollar, the Australian dollar, and the Canadian dollar. So could see some high volatility on those pairs and some big moves in the market. So let's jump into some charts, and I'm going to focus on the US dollar index here once again because price did give us that close above this previous structure high. We talked about this in the Forex market wrap. Will this continue going into next week potentially as price has closed above this high? However, we have to also look towards the FOMC rate statement. That's more towards the end of the week, but because of the high volatility news, we may see the market just move sideways throughout the most of the week before making a decision to move higher or lower. I think if we get a close back within this previous range and price closes below sort of 93.75, that sentiment could be bearish, as it could be a false breakout in the market. However, if we see good data, we could see price move higher. Now, what I'm looking at in terms of trend is we have higher highs and higher lows. So what I would be anticipating from a trend trading point of view is if price comes back up into this 93 area, 93.75, or even lower into sort of 93.55, then we could see some buying opportunities from this area from a technical perspective. Obviously, fundamentals can change the outlook for the market, but I'll keep you updated if I see anything else there. Moving on to the pound, so we broke out of this key major 136 level. Prices in that downtrend, like with the US dollar. I think if we do see price pull back and we hit that support on the US dollar index, this resistance on pound, and we see some kind of bearish price action, I would expect this trend to continue down into sort of the 134 lows. So keep an eye on pound for that one. Aussie, so Aussie's a little bit interesting considering the fact that we've got another sort of doji candlestick. We had one last week as well. We have another doji candlestick now. If the RBA are going to be pretty hawkish in their view, they are just coming out of or easing lockdown restrictions in Australia. Like we've talked about many times before, the commitment of trader reports are showing that there is strong buying from the commercials in terms of their long contracts are going up, and that could be a catalyst to start seeing prices move higher. So depending on how the RBA reacts could be the start of that buying sentiment that we're seeing. And what I would look for is breaks above the previous highs here, around about 0.73. I think if price trades above that, we've got some good opportunities to be buyers of the Australian dollar against the US dollar. New Zealand dollar then, so New Zealand dollar in the downtrend as well, was the weakest currency last week. Are we going to see this continue? If they hike interest rates, we could see the market move a little bit higher. However, this is pre-planned, so usually it is what they call buy the rumor, sell the news. So if price starts to rally on Kiwi into this level and we see a bearish reaction, that could be a continuation of the downtrend, making lower lows and lower highs, and we could see price come back and retest this demand zone around about 0.68. So keep an eye on these charts this week. Could be a big news week. Going to be very volatile, the markets, so please trade with caution. I hope you've enjoyed this video update. If you did, please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel for some more of our Forex content, and I will speak to you in the next video.